Today we're going to be sampling 6 viral, hyped up fragrances that have been given so much attention online, and I decided to try these fragrances out for myself. And today I'm giving you my unfiltered opinion about whether or not they're worth the hype. I was really surprised by some of these. One of them I was really planning on blind buying, and I'm so glad I didn't because I do have decants of all of these available in front of me. That's what I've been doing a lot of. I've been getting decants of these fragrances so I can try them for you, so I can basically go down the list of really hyped up fragrances and give you my honest thoughts. And that's what we're doing here today. If this is your first time watching this channel, hello, my name is Anya. I do videos 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, and I talk about all sorts of fragrances, and I also publish content on TikTok and Instagram as well if you're interested in following me there. So, I have here mostly Middle Eastern perfumes. I do have one fragrance that also went viral on TikTok that I'm going to slot into this video as well. So, yeah, let's get into it. I'm not sure which one I want to start talking about because I have opinions on pretty much all of these, and some of these opinions might not agree with what the majority is saying. But I will say it was kind of like a mix of good and bad. So, let's actually start off with a fragrance that I was pleasantly surprised by. This is a perfume from Lattafa. It's called Yara Moah. And this perfume is pretty affordably priced on Amazon right now. It's just about $18. But this is a sweet, soapy white floral with a bit of caramel and patchouli. I was looking at this and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it just based off of the notes. So I'm really glad that I actually got this sample. This has top notes of jasmine and peach, a mid of caramel and amber, and then a base of patchouli and, patchouli and sandalwood. So this perfume is a very light, bright, peachy fragrance, and I will say this, there's really nothing not to like about this one. I do think this is a really good option, especially if you're looking for a lighter peach fragrance. I've tried, I think, all of the Yara perfumes. I would say this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one, followed by the original Yara perfume, like the strawberry one. That one is a really photorealistic strawberry milkshake. I have no issue with that. I think Yara candy, in my opinion, is a bit overhyped. I wouldn't pay $50 for it. And Yara Tooth is a nice milky mango, but I kind of got sick of that one rather quickly. This one is a good standalone fragrance. I really like it. I think it's a good one. This is one that I would recommend. Next up is a fragrance by Al Haramain. This is one that I haven't really seen a lot of talk about, but I was curious about trying it out. I was like, let's try it out. Let's see what it has to offer. This is a citrusy perfume with a marshmallow note, so I found that one really exciting. This has top notes of orange blossom, raspberry, and mandarin orange, a mid of marshmallow, grapefruit, and black currant, and then a base of ambrette, musk, and whipped cream. This perfume is, how do I say? Okay, so you know the whole like Oriana perfume trend of having the orange blossom paired with fruity notes and then marshmallow. This is slotting itself into that trend. There is one Middle Eastern scent that is, I forget what it's called, I think it's On Some Gold. That perfume has been really hyped, and to be honest, I have like a small decant of it. I really don't like it. I think there's something about it that I just really I just really don't resonate with. It's just a little bit too floral for my liking. And like it's not as focused on the marshmallow. I don't smell the marshmallow quality, the gourmand quality in that fragrance at all. I just smell like a rather sharp floral that I'm not into. This is a pillowy, soft, whipped marshmallow perfume. I smell the other fruity nuances to it. I think it's a really good one. I won't be getting the full size bottle, I don't think ever, and let me tell you why. So I happen to have Sour Doors Mallow. And Sour Doors Mallow, while it doesn't have explicitly the marshmallow note in it, it does kind of go into that whole trend of including orange blossom with the fruity nuances. And in my opinion, when it comes to this scent profile, Mallow does that the best. There is no other fragrance that I have smelled that does this kind of scent profile as good as Mallow does it, and I'm not going to buy a fragrance that I think is not as good as Mallow just to have it in my collection. So I would say if you're looking at Mallow and you're thinking, okay, I want to get that fragrance, but maybe I don't want to pay that kind of money. This perfume is kind of similar. It's not a dupe. It's not a dupe at all. It's not like it has a vague similarity in the sense that it's following the same fragrance trend. But if you want to get something that's like not Ensemble Gold, this is really good. I think this is actually better than Ensemble Gold. I know I'm comparing like a whole bunch of different fragrances, and I'm gonna put pictures on the screen when relevant. But yeah, I don't want to say that they're dupes of each other because like that's not what I'm trying to say at all, and that's not the case. But when it comes to fragrances coming out so often, you are bound to get perfumes that are following similar trends, and when they're following similar trends, that's when I start to compare them. And in this case, this is following a certain trend, and I do like it. I think it's good. It's a good affordable option for what it is. If I had to say, I would say get this over Ensemble Gold. This is a lot better in my opinion. Okay, so next up is a fragrance by Lattafa. This was hyped by the niche girlies as being a really good fragrance for the price point. People were saying, buy it, it's really good. It comes in like this signature snake-like bottle. You might have seen this on social media. And to clarify, this is Musaman White Intense. So they had the original Musaman, I think. This is the White Intense version. This is a woody citrusy perfume and it has top notes of bergamot, spices, and orange, a mid of coconut ylang ylang, ambroxan, and mahonial, and then a base of sandalwood, musk, and benzoin. This is another one that I'm really glad I got in decant because I will not be getting this perfume, and let me tell you why. So this fragrance has notes in here with the ambroxan, sandalwood, musk, spicy nuances that make it kind of similar to a fragrance I already have, which happens to be Kismet for Men. If you're new to this channel, you might not know this, but I am obsessed with Kismet for Men. It's one of my top Middle Eastern fragrance recommendations. So far, it hasn't been hyped up really at all. I think it's fantastic and I definitely recommend it. This is essentially the coconut version of that fragrance. Like this is what I'm getting. Like I'm getting similarities, but the prominent note here is definitely coconut with the ylang ylang, but mostly coconut. So this is like the coconut ylang ylang version of a fragrance I already have in my collection. So because of that, I'm gonna stick with that fragrance. I'm not gonna get this one because I don't like coconut that much. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it enough to get another fragrance that's already similar to something else based off of the fact that the only big difference is coconut and ylang ylang. So yeah, for that reason, this is gonna be a pass. It's a nice one. If you like coconut and you want something that's like airy, this is really good. But it's just not one that I'm like getting for myself personally. I'm glad I have the decant. I think it's a good one. I think if you're interested in something that's like a little bit more high quality smelling, but still affordable, it's really good, but I wouldn't get the full bottle for me personally. So next up is a fragrance that's arguably one of the biggest surprises in this video because based off of what everyone was saying online about this fragrance, I thought this would be like the best perfume. Um, this is Brioche Vene by Lattafa. This is a woody gourmand perfume with notes of brioche, bergamot, and freesia at the top, a mid of heliotrope and balsam fir, and then a base of vanilla, benzoin, and praline. Based off of the notes, I thought this would be amazing. I had seen some people online compare it to Afternoon Delight by Replica. Not saying it was a dupe, but they were basically saying that if you want like a bread-like croissant version, but you wanted something that was like stronger and more woody than Replica's Afternoon Delight, this would be it. And I kind of like tried it with that in mind, and it smells like yeast. It smells yeasty. And keep in mind, I've had these decants for just almost a week, and I smelled them first when I got them. I had my opinions when I smelled them, right? I instantly was like, this smells like yeast. Um, I've had them sit for almost a week. I tried them again today. This still smells like yeast. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone else say this. It smells like a yeasty brioche. I'm so glad I didn't have the full size bottle because it's not often that I dislike a fragrance and I'm like, this wouldn't work for me at all, but this would not work for me at all. This smells like yeast. Yeah, it smells like yeasty brioche, not a fan. Something that I do like, however, is December Vanille, and this is by Paris Corner. And I was looking at this, I was looking at the notes, I was like, okay, So I might like this, I might not. It depends. We have top notes of rum, vanilla, orchid, and jasmine, a mid of vanilla, creme brulee, spicy notes, and tonka bean, as well as leather and rose, and then a base of brown sugar, patchouli, agarwood, oud, amber, and musk. I really like this. And it takes a lot for me to like a vanilla because sometimes uh, I should do like a hot takes when it comes to fragrances because I've accumulated a lot of hot takes, especially lately. But one of them is I think a lot of these brands tend to regurgitate the same notes in the same manner. So a lot of these new releases end up smelling rather similar, which is why I go the whole decant route, by the way, because I don't want to have fragrances in my collection that smell similar. Like that's not a path I want to go down. Um, and when I was looking at the scent profile, I was like, there's a chance it might kind of smell similar to things I already have, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It smells like a very like it's really, really good. It's it's like a really nice creme brulee vanilla. And I do get the orchid nuances here. Orchid is a synthetic note. There's no smell in orchids, but orchids are used often by perfumers. And this smells like other orchid fragrances I've smelled before. I do like the leather touch in here. I feel like it gives it a little bit of an edge. It's smooth leather. It's not aggressive. Um, yeah, I like this. I feel like this could be a cozy unisex fragrance. It's really, really good. Yeah, I would consider getting myself a full bottle of this once I've used this fragrance up. Like once I use up the decant, then I'll consider getting myself a full bottle. But this, I was surprised by how much I like it. I think it's a really good one. Okay, so the next perfume I was considering blind buying. I'm glad I didn't because now I'm kind of like I'm not sure how I feel about this because my first impressions on this were I would say a bit negative. But now I've had a chance to smell it again. I think the decant had a chance to settle. And now I actually do like it, but there's like a edge to it that I'm like, I'm not sure. So I'm glad I have the decant because I can now test it because this is Heavy Cream by Fleur. Remember a few weeks ago, or at this point it might have been a few months ago, when everyone was head over heels in love with Heavy Cream? Yeah, this is that Heavy Cream. So we have notes of marshmallow, sugar, orange, and lemon at the top, a mid of coconut, umbrella tide, and jasmine, and then a base of whipped cream, vanilla, and caramel. When I first smelled this, I smelled sour milk. I smelled sour milk. I couldn't stomach it. Now I'm getting the whipped cream. I'm getting like there's a strong dairy smell to it, but I'm getting the whipped cream. I'm getting some of the nuances. I'm getting the marshmallow, but somewhere in the background I'm getting that sour milk. Like I'm getting that sour milk. Just a little bit, just a little bit. It's not as pronounced as it was before, but I don't know if I'm just overtly sensitive, but like I have found I'm sensitive to notes of milk. Some milky lactonic fragrances I love, others I get the sour milk, and this is one of them. And I'm not surprised because this is heavy cream. I mean, it's in the name. It's supposed to be a creamy, dreamy fragrance, but yeah, I would say the one that I dislike the most is Brioche Vanille. Like I'm so glad I didn't blind buy it. And I'm here to tell you it smells like yeast. In my opinion, it smells like yeast. Very glad I didn't buy it because the bottle looks ugly. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The bottle looks ugly. It looks ugly. I'm sorry, it does. It looks ugly. I'm not gonna have a bread bottle in my collection that smells like yeast. This is just too much. Too much. Can't deal with it. But that's it for this video. Let me know, what did you think of my perspectives on these? Have you tried any of these fragrances? And if so, what were your thoughts? I'm going to link all of these down below. But just so you know, I got these off of Etsy. And the shop that I got them from is called AromaSample. I have been getting a lot of decants because my job here is to do reviews for you. And I found that with the space that I have, like, I mean, okay, these are six fragrances, right? I don't think it could possibly be adding 6 fragrances into my collection on like a regular basis, and that's for this series alone where I'm reviewing hyped fragrances. I don't think I could possibly add 6 fragrances at a time into my collection without at least smelling them, because it's becoming a space issue. Like, I have way too many fragrances. Like, I have fragrances that are also coming from brands. Like, I do not need to have unnecessary clutter in my life. So that's why this is working for me. So like I said, I have linked these fragrances down below. So if you trust my opinion, definitely cross-check with other reviewers. But also, I'm telling you the name of the shop. This is AromaSample. So if you want to get these decants, you can absolutely do so as well. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this and found it informative. Let me know, what do you think of my thoughts? What do you think of my opinions? Have you tried any of these? Are you keen on trying any of them? But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.